Plaintiff Ashley Mail says the defendant is her mother, and she's desperate to get her some help because she's been a drug addict for as long as Ashley can remember. Ashley's suing her mother for emotional distress due to the trauma her drug addiction has caused. Defendant Lynn Mail says she was sexually assaulted as a child, and as a result, she became depressed and eventually turned to drugs. Lynn is finally ready to get some help and hopes she can today.
Start with you.
I'm so excited and nervous at the same time to be here. I watch you all the time, and I appreciate what you do to help people. And I'm desperate for your help this time. Oh. I love my mom with all my heart. We're best friends. That's just me and her. But without you, she's gonna die. There's not if, she's gonna die.
Soon, you mean?
At the rate she's going, soon. It's only been, I assume, that most of the time parents pleading and praying, trying to get their kids off of drugs. This time it's not the case. Sorry, it's real hard on me. I'm not here to trash my mom in any way, shape, or form. I just, I need you to see this for what it is. Thanks.
How long have you known of her to be on drugs?
My whole life. The heroin addiction, the road that she's on now, it's a lot worse than it was, say, when I was a child living with her. But
Child as in what age did you notice or know?
Well, it was always drinking, partying, drugs my whole life growing up.
Yeah, but narcotics, being addicted to narcotics.
I mean, we lived in a crack house when I was a kid.
That's what I'm asking. How old were you when you all lived in the crack house?
I was 11 at that time, at that house.
That's as early as you can remember understanding that it was something more than weed and drinking, or you didn't know? Or
at 5, I knew, like, it was helper, cleaner, weed, stuff like that. But
no, I'm saying beyond weed, hard drugs.
Hard drugs, I knew for sure there was stuff. One time when I was 7, we were looking for a little piece of paper. It was a piece of acid she had lost. Like I said, I'm not here to trash her.
So at age 7, I'm not either, and I'm not asking you to. But what I am asking you for is the background, so that I can give you some help. Because if I don't know the background and I'm not able to get enough information from your mother, she could resist everything I ask and request based on me not knowing whether she's telling the truth or not, because you haven't told me enough information. That's why I'm trying to see, so that when I come to her, I can ask her the very things you've told me, and I know how to determine. I'm trained to determine truth. And so that's why I'm asking, when you first understood it to be the case, and you say about 7 is when you saw hard narcotics.
Yes, Your Honor.
Something beyond weed.
Most of the time parents pleading and praying, trying to get their kids off of drugs. This time it's not the case. Sorry, it's real hard on me. I'm not here to trash my mom in any way, shape, or form. I just, I need you to see this for what it is.
How long have you known of her to be on drugs?
My whole life.
Defendant Lynn Mail is being sued by her daughter, who says she's desperate to get her mother some help because she's been a drug addict her entire life.
What has been happening since that time? On and off? Did she get clean often, or what has happened?
She has depression, so she could go to sleep for a few weeks. And like I said, it was more of a party thing. Growing up as a teenager, and stuff, there was partying.
Started as a party thing.
Yes, sir.
But part of it became, this makes my depression feel better. So it's self-medicating. So the question becomes, has she ever went to rehab knowing that she has depression, or counseling for depression, and perhaps even medication if a psychiatrist determined that would be the best route? Do you know of that?
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know of rehab. I do know of going into the hospital, getting help for mental health. She's been on many kind of different medications.
She is? She
is, yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Do you know whether she takes them?
She tried. When I was little, I would try to help her and wake her up and give them to her. She tries, but with the level of depression, it's hard for her to get up. Sometimes she's just too tired and too...
But you have to take it every day, so that when that depression stage comes, then that's exactly what the medicine is for. Once she's into the depression phase, you can't come in and say, wake up, stop being depressed and take this medicine. No, she has to take it every day. And so that keeps the depression at bay. But you can't wait until you're already in it. So that's why I'm asking, does she take it every day, or do you know? She's supposed to take it every day.
She's supposed to take it every day. We live in 2 different states, right? I didn't mean to interrupt.
You wouldn't know. All right, ma'am, get some background from you, and then we'll talk about the other factors involved. Let me hear your experiences over the years. She said since age 7, you've been addicted to hard narcotics.
Well, I grew up, I was molested for 8 years as a child from a family member.
What age? From what age?
From 9 till I got married at 17.
Mm-hmm. You felt that I'm depressed about what happened to me as a kid?
I didn't know what it was about. My depression started, it was a couple weeks after she was born. I thought it was postpartum depression. I didn't even know there was such thing as depression. I thought I was just anemic or something because I just had a baby. But then come to find out I have a lot of history of completed suicide in my family on both sides.
But I'm trying to get to treatment. When did you come to determine you suffered from depression and that it was associated with your early horrific experience
18.
as a child?
18.
You knew it was connected.
I don't know if it's connected. I mean, I assume.
You don't know right now?
I guess it is.
Are you medicated now?
No.
Do you? Okay. And why not?
Because I've been on every medication and none of them helped me. I went through clinical trials, and I've even had electric shock therapy.
Okay. Do you know of that, the electric shock?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what have the psychiatrists told you? They told you there's no hope, there's absolutely no way of helping you with any type of treatment?
I just have treatment-resistant depression. I didn't
hear you.
Treatment-resistant depression.
And that's what I'm saying. They said there's absolutely nothing that can help your depression.
I guess therapy could help me, rehab or something.
But you won't.
Yeah.
Why won't you?
No, I do want to.
Okay, good. Good to know that. That's what I wanted to get to as well. You want to give me some experiences? How many times you went to rehab, if at all? Tell me something.
I can only usually afford detox, and they usually throw me out at detox because they can't pay for.
How many times have you been to detox?
A couple times.
Why only a couple of times? You've been addicted for 30 years. Why only a couple of times did you try?
I don't know.
Okay, and you sacrificed your family because you don't know why you didn't try. The emotional distress, you're saying because you were traumatized as a child because of your mother's selfish ways.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what happened, man. I like to bring to you. Everybody can't come in here and just, oh, I want some help. I don't care about what I did to everybody. Just give me some help. It's all about me, like it was when I was a drug addict. It's all about me. I neglected my family. I abused my children because it was all about me when I was on drugs. Now it's all about me again. Just get me clean. I want you to stop. I'll help you stop. But I want to know why you have been so selfish that you would damage your family when there are some other options, mainly drug rehab.
Defendant Lynn Mail is being sued by her daughter, who says she's desperate to get her mother some help because she's been a drug addict her entire life.
Based on what you've explained to me, you required intense therapy. Being sexually assaulted as a young person for that many years, I would think that you would need about 3 therapy sessions a week for many years. That's one of the most traumatizing events that anybody could imagine happening to them, and it happened to you. And yes, if you fell into depression because of that, that means you can come out of depression. I believe you're clinically depressed, where you have a chemical imbalance that you can't come out of. But if it's environmental, social, meaning you fell into depression because of consistent trauma for 8 years, you were on the medicine because of the depression. The depression is because of the trauma. So let's get to the trauma, unless it's chemical. Am I about? You heard this type of talk before?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is. I have both. I have the family history for the chemical, and I have the abuse. So I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I totally understand your situation. My only thing is, your only failure has been not to get enough therapy. And let me say this, 29 years ago, when allegedly you became addicted to drugs, none of that was a prevalent response because there probably weren't enough people doing it, psychologists or therapists. There probably wasn't any form of health care available to cover that. And you probably didn't have the health care education to know. And the society and the professions did not know what to do. Just like with attention deficit and all those other hyperactivity, a mother didn't know what to do 30 years ago. When I was acting out and couldn't stay still and was doing everything under the sun, was a violent youth, my mother didn't know she should take me to therapy. I had to wait until I went to college and saw that I was jumping around and that college was hard. This ain't no easy stuff like it used to be. This is hard stuff. Well, looks like I need to go talk to somebody because I can't stay focused on this stuff. Or no, I was flunking out of college, second year. I was about to fail. And so they had me go to the counselor. You got to go to the counselor as part of staying in. So when I go to the counselor, I describe my problems. Oh, we got to send you for a therapist because it sounds like you just can't focus enough. Go to the therapist. Therapist say, what you describe sounds like attention deficit. This is what you do. They had me they said, do several things while you're in that lecture. Yeah, you can't sit there and just listen to a lecture and consume it or just read. They said, put the notes in front of you, put the book next to you, and put a magazine on the other side. So you can do 3 things at one time, and that'll keep you focused on 3 things at one time because attention deficit does that. And your mind jumps around and you're focusing on, you're just kind of confused up in there. You know how to manage it? You can't. My mother didn't know that. Your mother didn't perhaps know. All the folks in your family, how did they deal with it over the years? Did they get any treatment? I mean, because these are decades back and they weren't doing this.
No, you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, so I understand. I totally understand. All I'm doing is hitting you for not trying every single thing, and that's having the discipline to go to counseling or having the discipline to search for rehab.
I've been to a lot of psychiatrists and psychiatrists through the years.
All right, but you just said you don't go to therapy now, and if it's so, you don't know whether it's social or it's chemical. And if it's both, it can help out. It can help the social part. It can help the environment, the trauma part. It may not help the chemical part, but if they're linked, you can help at least one side by going to therapy, and it can better you.
Defendant Lynn Mayo is being sued by her daughter, who says she's desperate to get her mother some help because she's been a drug addict her entire life.
And you're going to allow us to help you, right?
Yes.
And how about drug rehab? And then they're going to find you a place for follow-up counseling.
Thank you.
Meaning counseling and therapy to deal with the environmental part of your illness. All right? So good luck to you, and I'm going to dismiss your case because you didn't prove it. We're going through emotional distress. I'm just kidding. You have, but you told me that's not what you're here for, and I know you're not. And unfortunately, even if you were, the law doesn't allow people to collect based on family and friendship stress. You can't sue because family members do things to you and curse you out because you won't give me the money to go and buy my drugs. There'd be 10 million people like you lined up saying, I'm mad, I'm stressed out because they keep cursing me out when I won't give them drug money. You too, girl? Yeah, and you, how many? Everybody raised their hand in line to go to court. So you understand?
I got what I came for. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good.
I really appreciate you.
All right, God bless y'all.
Thank you.
God bless you. Please go. Please go. Please follow up.
I will go, honey. I love you.
After the case, Judge Mathis sent Lynn to rehab for 60 days. Here she is with an update.
My rock bottom was when I just laid in the house, didn't do anything. All I did was wait for a horn to blow for my drug dealer to show up. My drug dealer had my disability debit card, my food stamps. Sometimes when I wanted to go somewhere with my mom, I had to wait to see when my dealer came, you know. So my whole life was dependent on when I hear that horn blow in the yard. Ashley got me on the show. I want to thank Judge Mathis for having me be here. The counselors are great. They do outings here. It's just, I can't explain how wonderful it is. My relationship with my daughter's great. Thank you, Ashley. We talk all the time. And I even talk to my grandkids now, and I sent my granddaughter a birthday present, which I've never done that before. I say there's hope for anybody that's in addiction. You just got to get started, and it's scary at first, but you just got to try it. I want to thank the show. You saved my life. I'm so much happier now. You made everything better for me, not just in the addiction, as far as my mental health also. And just thank you, Judge Mathis, so much. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.